This is the other deck I picked up from Artesian Tarot called the Jean Noblet Tarot de Marseille, and I wanted another small deck that I can carry with me, and I'm hoping that this is going to be what I expect it to be. I just did one review of the Lenormand New York Tarot, and I'm mixed feelings on it, but regardless to say, the company does make really nice cards, so it's not, this isn't one of their cards. Another artist made this that they sell, the other deck. But this deck is from the actual company itself, so I'm curious to see what the quality is, what it looks like, because I'm also looking for more of the Marseille style decks. Now the box is cool too. See that? How it kind of pops down, so I can grab it and pull it out. That I like, so I don't damage the cards. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. Okay. I don't know what I paid for this. I think it was like 20 or 30 bucks, something like that. You can go to the website right there, the artesiantarot.com, and check them out. But this is the deck we're reviewing, the Jean Noblet Tarot, Marseille. Let's open this up. Oh, you know what? This is great. They did this right. It just comes off. So I don't have to use a knife or scissors to open it up. Okay. Oh my God. The quality of this thing is freaking phenomenal. These are linen cards, my friends. Let me drop the camera down. Give me a sec. I don't know if you can see that, but look at this. See the car? See the back? Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Can you see that? You can see the linen on there or not, but these are linen and they are absolutely stunning. The quality is wow. All right, I'll be buying more decks. So again, the New York Lenormand was a little bit mixed feelings on it because of the backing, but these cards, holy cow, I am impressed. Okay, so let's go ahead and sort these out and we'll run through them. So this is, I guess, 2,000 decks in the first edition, right? So I guess this might be a first edition. I don't know. There is no guidebook, so you're going to have to know how to read Lenormand to read this deck. But again, it's not that hard. Lenormand's pretty straightforward. I'm sorry, Lenormand. Oh my gosh. Marseille is not that hard. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, let's see. Okay, they do it like that. That's fine. So the way they group these, I guess, is they go from 10 to ace, and then they have the court cards, which is fine. Okay, so let's kick this off. So this is the full, and the colors are beautiful in the deck. They're very vibrant. And the quality is just, I'm telling you, these are great decks. The Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress. Yeah, see, it's the same symbol on both. That's what I'm saying. You see how the images sometimes carry over symbols, and it's actually important. So keep an eye on that. It has certain connections. I'll go into that in another video, not in this one. The Emperor, and you also notice too how the numbers build. So they don't subtract. The energy builds on top of each other. So the next card, the 5, yeah, which is the High Priestess. Sorry, the Hierophant, not the High Priestess. The Hierophant. Yeah, the 5, the 1. And then you have the Lovers, Chariot, Justice, the Hermit. See, again, they build, they don't subtract. This is the Hermit. Wheel of Fortune, Strength. I love this deck. I just love the artwork in it. The Hangman. He looks crazy. That's cool. Death. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. What a cool deck. Star. Huh. The Moon. The Sun. That's interesting. Judgment. And lastly, the World. Now, this deck is said to have been published in Paris in 1650, and the company Artesian Tarot used, I guess, the National Library of France to recreate it. So their decks are really hold true to tradition. And again, I'm being done with this deck. I definitely highly recommend it. It's just phenomenal quality. Now we're gonna go through the minors here. We'll go side by side just to see how they compare, so you can see them. It starts off with the 10. And then it ends with the court cards. All right, so we're going to count down from 10 to the court cards. All right, so what I did was I ordered them a little differently. So I have the fire elements, not fire, but active elements together. So this is your sword, which is air, and this is your wands, which is fire. And I have the passive elements, which is water, your cups, and earth, pentacles. But you can see when you look at this, right, when you think about the 10 of swords, how it's a very heavy card, confused, and is basically at the end of the rope. You can feel it because you see how the swords are trapped and you can't really get them out, so you're dead, right? If you're in a battle, you're not getting those swords. It's over. And it's very heavy the way the swords are intertwined with one another. Same as the wands. It's you can't, you need help and you don't give back, and you see these two wands back here is underneath all the weight of the other ones. And that's how you feel the fact they don't have, they need to delegate, and they don't. They take it all on themselves. It just overburdens them. The cups again is more easy. It's more light because the patterns, if you look at it, is broken out, and you have a cup on top. So it's like you've reached you went past 9. Now you're at the 10 to start over. And that's why the one's sideways, because you're going to start a new thing now. You're going to start a new journey. You go into the cards to move up, and you go back to the 1. 10 of Pentacles, same thing. It's balanced. You don't feel that heaviness of the active cards. Okay, now we're going to go to the 9s. As you see, as you move down, it gets a little bit lighter, but still heavy. This feels a little more confusing, but you still feel balanced, and it doesn't. You feel peaceful. These don't feel peaceful. These feel a little bit contentious still on this side. Okay, 7s. The grain. Okay, that's the 8. I mean, sorry, not 7. That's 8. Now you can see also too, again, balance. See how the pentacles are balanced? The 8 of Pentacles. It's almost like perfected or it's perfecting the craft. The 8 of Cups. Okay, and one way you can read these too is that if you look at the pattern here, you have a decision that is being made, right? And then you have the 5, which is heavy. So the 5 is around struggle or freedom, depending on the decisions you make. So that 8 can go either way. And this card is around walking away, and so you have a choice to make. And then the 3 and 3 is a 6, which is harmony. It's around communication or your creative emotions, how you handle it. Okay, and then here with the wands, sometimes you get a little mixed up too. You have to get used to seeing these cards because they look awfully alike, but they're not. So the swords usually have a curved in them, where the wands are more straight. Like here, for example, let's go back and look real quick at the previous card. See, your swords are curved and your wands are straight. So keep that in mind when you're looking at the Marseille. All right. Now we're going to go to the 7. You see each card gets lighter and lighter, and the sword is now by itself. The wand in the middle by itself. Okay. Next we go to the 6. It's feeling more happy now, right? Not as heavy. It's feeling a little more balanced. Very balanced, right? It's soothing, peaceful, okay? 5s are contentious sometimes. So you see that? This is harmony, right? It feels more balanced. 5. You feel that red, that fire, that little bit of stress in there. You see that? Okay. Same as the wands. Let's see what the wands got going. Yeah. So the gray is wisdom. Red could be rage. The gold is vitality. So you go to the 5 now. And on the wands here, you feel a little bit of interplay. How this is woven in between, but you can just take it out if you have to. these are kind of in conflict with one another, the 4. So you're a little bit off, your stability is a little bit off because you have the 4 and the 1. Okay. 5, again, you have that balance feeling. Here, this 5, in the Rider-Waite, it's around struggle because this is where the people are outside the window and they're not looking in and they're ignoring it, and so they're in poverty. But you can see here how you can't get to your potential. It's being blocked in a sense by these leaves. And so even here you have that same feeling where like you have the stability on the outside of 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're free floating, but I can't get to the 5th. I can get to the other 4, but I can't get to the 5th. So I'm being blocked. I'm being held without. We go to the 4 now. Okay. And you can feel this is more relaxed. It's not, you don't get that heaviness anymore. It's starting to kind of back off now, right? The 3s. Now, 3 is about heartbreak on the sword. And here you don't really get that vibe, but you do get the vibe that the tip is stuck. So you can't grab that sword of fight and you're being held back from really moving forward or advancing forward. You're being stuck. You're being trapped. You're being in a position that can get you hurt. 3 of Swords. The 3 of Wands here is about expansion and growth normally. And you can see how you have these things here, these leaves, whatever they are. I'm not too sure on this deck, but they're growing outward, right? And so when you look at the energy added together, you have a potential decision and a 3. It's that growth. It's through communication, through a creativity, which you desire, your fire can now move forward. The 3 here, it seems happy. It feels balanced. And the 3 of Pentacles also feels like they're working together. Seems very cohesive. The 2, this feels really busy to me. So this is a Swords, and the 2 of Swords is basically like a stalemate. And I definitely feel that in this card. It's a hard to make a decision from this card. It's like I'm kind of stuck. It's the feeling I'm getting. The 2 of Wands, I don't get the same stuckness on the 2 of Wands as I do on the 2 of Swords. This is making a decision and you're able to move forward and you don't feel encased, where here you see this thing, whatever that is, I have no idea, is blocked within the swords and it's just trapped. Here everything's on the outside, so it's free. So it's not as difficult to move in the direction you need to. The 2 of Cups, it's a very happy card. You can feel that. And the 2 of Pentacles, it's balanced. You're juggling though. Okay. The Aces, that's a great Ace of Swords. I like that. The Ace of Wands, you can feel that. I'm assuming these are Yodes. I'm assuming, I don't know. In the French tradition, with this year of cards, what was it, 1650. And then the Ace of Pentacles. Now, we're moving to the court cards. Okay. So this is the Pages. Page of Swords, Page of Wands, Page of Cups. I like how the cup is hidden too, is covered. And the Page of Pentacles. Every single page is holding their element. Now what's interesting, this one has 2 elements. And also interesting here is that he's holding his sheath for the sword and the sword in the other hand. So it's like, is he going to fight or put it away? He doesn't know yet. Okay, then we have the Knights. Remember, these are active energy here. And these are passive, bringer of good news and messages. And this is the Pentacles. And this person is not holding his element at all. It's almost like he's holding a, what is that, a baton? Remember though too, every Knight card is still a fire element. Okay, so when you think about the Knight of Wands, is fire, so it moves extremely fast. This is fire air, so it explodes. This is fire water, so it's balanced. And this is fire earth, it moves slow because air is not fueling it. Think about a campfire or something like that. Yeah, it'll rage, but it stays put. It's again to in the Rider-Waite, this is like a money seeker card per se. You're looking for new ways to gain wealth. So anyway, just think about that when you look at the court cards. Next, you have the Queens. Okay. And are they all holding their element? Yes, they're all holding their element. And lastly, we have the kings. Doesn't look very happy. Looks like it's the same facial features though. Almost like it's the same king with different hairstyle. This is an older king, more mature. That's interesting. So emotional maturity, emotional stability. Even the pentacles, right? Emotional stability with finances, mature with finances. And look at the colors too. Green is earth, and he's grounded on the green. And you have the red, which is fire, passion, yellow, which is vitality, white is truth. I'm not sure if that's how they design these cards. That's just how I'm kind of seeing them real quick. And then you have the cups. You have blue, which is emotional, and he's sitting on water with red too, the vitality, but not as much red as this one. I would expect to see more red in the wands, but I don't. But also, he's ready for battle. It's like he's in his battle gear, right? He's ready to jump out of that chair. Also, he doesn't want to sit there. And then the King of Swords also in battle gear, and he wants to get out of that as well. But he seems more situated than the wands guy, and the wand guy wants to get out. He's more like, okay, I'll hang on here for a bit, but don't come at me, bro, or I'm gonna come at you. It's like, just watch your tone, my friends. What I'm getting. Also, all looking that way. Where the queen? Oh, and the queens look. Curious. So the queens look away, the queens look towards, and the queen looks towards. So these two look away. So these two fire suits, wands, want to get up and go. Anyway, that is the review of the Jean Noblet Tarot deck from 1650. Let's do a quick shuffle. I really cannot recommend this deck enough. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. Yeah, it's going to shuffle so good because it is the linen. It's just phenomenal. I'm going to be buying more of these guys' decks, and I think the bigger decks around $50 or so, or maybe a little bit more. This deck, I'm looking at their website right now as I'm shuffling these, is $35. So if you want this deck, it's $35, and it's worth it, and it's preserved from the National Library of France. Let's see. Yeah, just curious. What? Three of Cups. Three of Cups. I'm going to read this a little bit different now, okay? So let's just do this real quick. So rather than saying joy, happiness, and everything else. So when you read tarot, try to get into the cards. Just don't read the face value. Here it's saying, like, by making a good decision, the two, I'm going to have new opportunity that sits above. So it's outside of this area. It's freeing. And if I make the decision to allow myself to be happy, the new potentials are going to open up and free me from whatever I'm dealing with. And so it's telling you that don't get caught up in other people's struggles. This is an emotional card, right? Look to yourself and decide what's right for you so you can open up the doors to your path, not others. Sometimes you have to look after yourself rather than always worrying about other people think about you. Because whenever you decide to let other people hold you back, then you can never reach the potential is waiting for you. Okay? So that's the message really, is it enjoy life, put yourself first, make decisions to bring advancement to you and not anyone else. Anyway, that's the reading, and that's the review of this wonderful, beautiful deck. And again, I would highly, highly recommend this deck. Now, I left the major cards out in the shuffle, which is fine. So I want to look at just the elements only. Let me see. It really spreads out nice too on the cloth. It's like a velvet cloth, really beautiful. And they do give you these two cards here. So the two cards in the deck is thanking you for the purchase. And you also can, they have a newsletter. I'd highly recommend joining the newsletter. It's worth it for sure. And they also tell you how to interpret the cards. That's cool, right? Because I guess these cards are a little different because they're older. Again, I don't know. I read Marseille the way I read Marseille. And then here you have that thing about the deck where it's a restoration that's based on the 1650 deck. So it's a true representation of it. And again, it's hand restored by a person named Chris and Condor with the guidance of William Wader. And I'm telling you, these are the most beautiful cards I've seen in a long time. Again, this is the Jean Noblet Tarot de Marseille. by Artesian Tarot, artesiantarot.com. Swing by and pick up a copy. You are not going to regret it. And they got a lot of awesome decks. Anyway, that's all I got for now. And make sure you go to my website and sign up for my newsletter at wordwithatwist.com/subscribe. And you're not going to regret it because you keep up to date with all the stuff I'm up to. I also am trying to do a weekly horoscope that's written only, not available to the public. It's available to the newsletter and to members, which are free or paid. And also make sure you sign up also as a free subscriber because I have content that the public doesn't see. It's free, but I want to keep behind the wall because I want you to join me on my journey of tarot, Lenormand, and divination. And until next time, I want you to have a beautiful week ahead, and I want to see you watch my next review. All right. Bye, everyone.